While we're somewhat disappointed that we didn't get more people elected, there are things to be somewhat pleased about with that growth, as I point out, on the council race. And the fact that we saw some gain in the number of people coming out. Next slide, please. This is the campaign funding. Once again, we saw some great improvement here. 2.5 million was raised by NPA this time versus 2.2 million for Vision. We have to appreciate Rob McDonald for that effort. He put in a lot of his own money, as we all know. He also made calls and talked to people that stepped up, and without that financial support, we wouldn't have been able to put the central campaign together, which is really was very important. One of the things that came through in this campaign is how important it is to have a central campaign. Our main opposition, Vision, had a central campaign. Also, the Neighbors for a Sustainable Vancouver had a centralized campaign. We need to make sure, as we go forward, we strengthen that and build it and make it a lot stronger. Next slide, please. Some of the challenges we experience is there's a mysterious reason or history here that some people feel that the NPA should have its candidates run individual campaigns. And there's no question that each candidate needs to be able to increase their profile. But I think we need to make sure it happens underneath an umbrella of a central campaign. That way we can consolidate our gains and our efforts and make sure there's a lot of cross-pollination between those supporters that one person may have from the east side of Vancouver with somebody who may be in the center or on the west side. The other challenges we had is we didn't have enough volunteers. We need to have somewhere north of 1,600 volunteers to just match what Vision has. And we were on election day around 365, and during the campaign we fell way short of that. The volunteers and people participating in the election process for us is an area that we have identified that we need to concentrate on. The other thing is, when we ID'd a vote, we got the vote out. What we need to do is a lot more identifying the vote and then getting it out for election day. And I think we can do a lot better. Lessons learned. In Rob's, in my opinion, we feel that NPA needs to make some structural changes. We need to become a political party. We need to look at fundraising over the course of a 3-year cycle. We need to ensure that we have the resources now to identify the vote and keep in touch with members, attract more members. If we're going to be able to marshal a team to put a good slate in front of the voters, the work's got to start now. And I can tell you that when we ended on November the 19th, Vision ended up with at least 30 to 40,000 ID voters that they knew where they were and how they voted. Our base is not that big. We need to ensure that we build on our base, because I can tell you Vision is not going to slow down. They will continue, and they're a fine organization, tough competitors, but we can beat them if we work really hard on making sure we become a political party. We also need to recruit candidates a lot earlier. And one of the things that Norm Stowe has taught me in this campaign is we need to increase their profile a lot earlier. We need to get them people out more. We need to have them spend time with officials that have run for us in the past and understand some of the issues and how actually things work when they get into Parks Board or School Board or Council, and I hope in the Mayor's Chair. We need to make sure that they're well prepared. We also need to involve you, the members. We need to make sure we have lots of meetings during the course of the next 2 years, and definitely in a 3-year cycle, to get your ideas, to hear what you're hearing on the ground from your neighbors and friends who live here. Because we need to make sure our policies reflect a broad spectrum. We are perceived to be a little bit too far to the right. We need to move a little bit into the center. I don't know what that looks like, but we need to have a good discussion around that, and we need your assistance. So in my opinion, I feel that NPA needs renewal. Next steps. As our president has indicated, John Moonen, that the board has asked Rob and I to serve on a readiness committee. And we want to work with the new board that comes in to make sure that we have all the tools available to us to run a fabulous campaign come November 2014. And it's very close. The time will pass very quickly. Next slide. We need to take back the city. Woo! We built this city. This party has been around since November 1939. And we've been in office many, many times. And we can get back into City Hall and we can correct some of the things. We need to make sure that we just don't rest on the laurels of Vancouver being a great place to live. It's got to be a great place for people to work and function. We got to make sure the infrastructure that's been paid for in the past is maintained and kept up, and we add to it. We need to make sure that we've got the policies that will resonate with the people who actually pay all the bills here. And I think we can put together a phenomenal team of people that will make sure we can get the majority in City Hall and on Parks Board and School Board. We need to ensure that we are disciplined and focused. We need to act like a team. And sometimes we didn't. But I'm absolutely confident that we can move forward as a team and we can win. I want to also just finish up by saying a lot of people did a lot of work during the campaign, and we can't forget that. There's a lot of volunteers who gave a lot of time, and I very much appreciated it. I personally am disappointed by the results. I'm one of these type of people that likes to win. We went out on the playing field and we lost. We lost not as badly as we could have, but we didn't win what we could have either. And I hope that with your trust and confidence in the Readiness Committee and your board and your support of the party, you'll endorse a lot of the renewal strategies that are going to come forward in the future. Because you're the guys and gals that are making this party a success. And I want to just thank you very much.